Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers, welcome back to weeding field number 6. That's what we're starting our morning with. Yeah, we're back in field 6 weeding, or we got a helper weeding. I didn't feel like doing it this morning, so yeah, we hired a worker. So if I can get the money situation showed up for you, so you can probably see we got $233,000 in our bank account. That's with our loan maxed out. So we got like 100 grand from the BGA. I sold a lot of BGA this morning, well after midnight. Through this morning, I still got like 140 or 50,000 liters still to sell, to go. So at midnight tonight, we should get like another good chunk of change. A decent amount. We also got weeds in our rail yard field as well, so we'll have to send this guy on over and take care of that. Our corn is not quite ready, but really, I think it's in its final growth stage, which is something that we actually could start cutting this down and put in the bunker, but I want to wait until this silo bunker is empty. So we'll do it then. So when the bunker is empty, that's when I'll cut it either before or after, because we're probably gonna get just a little bit less chaff doing it when it's before it's ready for harvest. In real life, you would actually get more chaff because it's green, it's not dried up. It's actually, yeah, you just get more, not profit, but more yield from it. There's a field ready for harvest there. What? Do I have a harvesting job anywhere? A lot of fertilizing jobs. Because I don't really have anything to sell today, although we got a good amount of eggs, but I'm going to hang on to the eggs now until we get like a great demand, or they get back up to 4,000 like they were. A lot of fertilizing jobs, but we're going to be fertilizing our own field today. But this is where I'm starting to see where we could possibly use another tractor in the future. Our Massey Ferguson is here weeding the field, but I also need to fertilize this field, and I don't have another tractor with narrow tires on it. I don't think the case can take... Oh, it jumped right into it. That's great. Let's bring this over to the workshop and see if I can even put narrow tires on this thing. Yep, we got this on the back still. Just drop that off right there, because we're dropping off everything else around here. Let's head on over, see if I can put narrow tires on this thing. I don't think I can. I think I've already tried this, and it was a no-go. Customize. Because maybe I got Michelin tires on, Teleborg, wide tires, wait. Narrow twin wheels, that looks as funky. Rear, can I just go? I can put narrow tires on this thing. Well. And it cost me, it's going to cost me $1,000, but knowing I can do this right now, and we are going to do it, it saves me from having to buy another tractor. So right now we're going to customize that. Thank you very much. Maybe I just cycled through the Michelin tires, and Michelin tires really don't have narrow tires per se. But after last episode, I went looking for more tankers. I did find a decent tanker that holds more, but I've yet to find a tanker that can unload. Meaning, like if I have water and I just want to disperse it onto the ground, I can get rid of it. I have not found that yet. Looks like I got lime in this one still. Yeah, I gotta find... Right here should be good. And it dispersed it way over there, because that's where you would want it. So we got about 20 boxes of eggs. The price is relatively decent, but it's not great. And since I really don't need the cash too much right at the moment, you know, by the time the end of the day comes, maybe we will. But we got 3 more things that we kind of need. The bigger subsoiler We kind of need that. I don't know if I'm going to need it today, but that's what we're going to find out when we do the corn chaff. We need a tanker to haul milk and basically anything. I wish I could find the one that I can unload first. So we may hold off on the tanker and of course the slurry spreader. Those are the three things that the farm kind of needs. So we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. Like I said, I really don't have nothing to sell today. None of our fields. We're going to have two fields. Well, the oats should be ready for today, but we don't sell the oats. And obviously the corn should be ready for today as well. And we don't sell that. Well, we kind of sell it, but we got to compact it first. And then sell it for silage. So should be no money income today unless I do a job or something like that. But while we got the guy weeding the field, we're going to fertilize it. I really try to figure something out. No one has answered the question, like, if I just use a weeder, does that just... It seems like that holds off the weeds for like the rest of the growth stage. If I use herbicide, I don't know if that would hold it off longer. I don't know. Everyone's like, I don't know. I have no idea. So I don't know on that. I realize I'm doing the lime width right there, so fertilizing width is going to be way out here. And the good thing about the case is it's got more horsepower than a Massey Ferguson, so I should have no problem hauling this up the hill. A lot of our equipment could use some repair as well. I think the header on the combine is pretty much at 0. We're not going to lose grains by not having a header. What we will do is we'll harvest at a slower speed. At least that's in a test that a couple YouTubers have done. It's been confirmed by 2 different YouTubers actually. So yeah, they did it with 100% header and 0% header, and they got the same amount of grain out the field. Unlike my test with the grass and corn in the field in front of us that we did, to what we got out the field when we actually did it on our Let's Play. So, yeah, I'm sure I did something wrong. I have no idea what, but we still got about 66% more, but not the 2.5 times more. But yeah, I'm over that now. We're going to do the corn for a while. We got all the equipment for it, so yeah, we'll do it. I wonder if I can catch up to the weeder. But in the in-game day today, like I said, we got the oats should be ready for harvest in the afternoon. I do believe the corn will be ready in late afternoon. Whether we get to that stuff or not, I don't know. But I had to start recording because the weeds were here, and I can't wait long on the weeds because with the weeds hit second growth stage, then you definitely have to use herbicide to get rid of them. And that's why we got the bigger weeder, was to help us out and save money. All the animals are doing well. I think the cows have produced. We haven't had them actually a full day yet. But we got 24 cows, and they have produced, I think, just shy of 3,000 liters of milk. So already, in theory, that's like $3,000, which is more than what we paid for one cow. So, moo, it's working. Yeah, it'd be nice if we had more cows. They would produce faster, obviously, but money is tight, and I'm just happy we have the cows at this point. Well, field number 6 is back up and looking pretty. No weeds, fully fertilized. It's kind of ready to go. Our worker decided to park and block traffic, apparently. Okay, we're here. We'll sell some more silage. It's not going to take much. Massey Ferguson, so if we go outside... Oh, the cars disappeared. Oh, because I was out of range. But yeah, he decided to park right there with the implement right in the road. But as you can see, the Massey Ferguson's repair is kind of low. So we'll probably go take care of that. kind of going right past the BGA. So we'll pull in, just repair the Massey Ferguson because he's going to be losing horsepower, and we only got 130, and this implement kind of requires 120. But even though that's kind of like in Farming Simulator, that's like a suggestion of what. It probably could work with 110 horsepower even, like what we had. But we'll go and fix it anyways. It's not going to cost us too much. But the two things we probably will buy, maybe not during this episode, but for the corn, the subsoiler, we're probably going to need that, but more likely we're going to buy the slurry spreader, but that is like 160 grand. But it's going to help us. That way we can spread our digestate, which is, it's free. It's free. Okay, well, that's in there. So let's, we'll repair that for 266. Ouch. Does it show the tractor now? Nope. Actually, let me back out a little bit, and it may get the implement out. And there we go. Massey Ferguson. It's funny, you come down to condition. It's not that bad. What's it going to cost, like 200? 573. All right. But it's all good. And now if we go, since the Massey Ferguson is like one of the first ones we bought, where is it? No. It'll show you kind of like what it's worth. So even though at 100% with 50 hours on it, it's worth less than, it's almost down to 12 grand. So yeah, that kind of stings a little bit, but the Massey Ferguson's doing great for what we want it to. It's doing our weeding, our fertilizing, our cleaning up of the animals, which we kind of got to go around and do. So after this gets done weeding the rail yard field, we got to go clean out the chickens, the cows, and the sheep. But now with a fully repaired implement and tractor, it should be at full speed up again. So it shouldn't take too long to weed this field of canola. I think we planted canola. Yeah. That's why I think we planted. Yeah, because we planted sunflowers in field number 6. But also this field needs to be fertilized, so we'll have to take care of that as well this morning. And there we go. Send him off on a worker. Send her off on a worker, I should say. Got to make these fields, make sure they're 100%. 100%, I tell you. Let's just make sure the oat fields are not ready at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably refill the loading wagon with silage, keep that situated, and maybe look for a contracting job. I think we're just going to need a little bit of extra money today. By the time we buy our slurry spreader, which we'll buy shortly, and the subsoiler, that's going to be just a little bit more than what we have. Just a little bit more than what we have. Let's see how you handle this curve, because I don't remember. I think you do all right. Of course, you're going to go way down because you have to start further down the field. Please tell me you're going to turn soon. And you can back up that hill, huh? Narrow tires and all, not a problem. Alright, I'm off to the BGA, take care of some of our silage. And I'll be right back with you in a second. While we're steamrolling into the shop, or the dealership, whatever you want to call it. And I figured, you know what, we're going to buy it anyway today. Might as well buy the slurry spreader, because it's getting the best to me of how much is actually at the BGA. So it's 165. I think the wheel's set up. I don't think we can change. You're not going to be able to get narrow tires. Really? How much horsepower does this require? 240. Why do I feel like, though, that's going to give me crop destruction? It might give me crop destruction. I'm not sure. How much horsepower is our case tractor? I forgot how much the case is. 261. Well, in that case, I think what we will do is put the narrow tires on it. Teleborg, Nokian is narrow tires. It's only $1,000 more. So if those are considered narrow tires and don't give me crop destruction, yeah, so that brings us down to 65,000, and our subsoiler that we need is going to be 70. So, and we're going to spend that today with helpers and all that fun stuff. Well, let's go to the BGA. Won't take us more than a second, and it's time to see how much liquid digestate we have made from selling this silage over and over and over again. I'm hoping it holds a lot, because usually in 17 we were selling like 1 million liters. I think, what was it, 960,000 liters of silage, and we would get quite a bit of digestate. We have sold quite a bit of silage on this map already. I'm taking nothing out of here. Okay, let's bring up the help menu. R to start filling. 800,000. I'm guessing we're maxed. So it looks like the BGA only holds 800,000, which is not much. Can I see? Okay, yeah, because some of his extras going in. I took 30,000. All right. Yeah, so we were kind of like losing money in a way, because we're throwing away Digestate, which is fertilizer. So I'm kind of glad I bought that. I thought, part of me said, because if you look at the way the BGA is set up, and I can kind of probably show you that this in a second here. Let me back this up here. So if we go over here behind, so you can see we're connected to this tank, but this tank is connected to this tank. All the tanks are connected, so I was thinking, wow, maybe this holds a lot more digestate than the old maps do, but it looks like they do not. So narrow tires. It's time to go get our case tractor, and we'll hook up to that. If I can find my case tractor. There it is. Maybe we'll do a job first for someone else and see if those tires do any crop destruction. So yeah, let me just get something squared together. We'll drop off this fertilizer that we pay for, and we'll see if we can go do a job somewhere. Or maybe we can just do our own field, but I hate to. If we do crop destruction, I want to destroy my own crops. I'd rather destroy someone else's. So let me give this a little bit of thought, and I'll be right back with you. Well, I think I found our first victim, or however you want to say it. Let me just make sure we are in field 21. This implement is way too big for this field, but we're going to see how it goes. I mean, this is only going to take me a split second to fertilize this field. Now, we're only getting paid like $1,500 to fertilize this field. But first thing I'm noticing is, if I want to, whoops, no, not that one to raise it. I can't raise the implement on this one. Alright, well, B to turn it on. I'm trying to see if it's actually spraying, because it doesn't look like it's doing anything, but it's hard to tell. It does say that it's on. Although I can't really see it changing the soil color. Oh, wait a minute. I can kind of see it. Boy, it looks kind of weird. But it is working. I can see where I have been. I think I can. We are 98% done. But boy, I cannot really see where it's doing anything in the field. Which is weird. Maybe it's the time of day, the way the sun's shining on the field. I wasn't really hugging this edge over here, so it kind of sucks that I have to use a little bit for this. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. 99%. Alright, I guess I gotta look at the field to see what I'm doing here. Oh, wait, that was the right page. Alright, so there's a big chunk over here somewhere. But boy, looking at the soil, I cannot see where I've been and where I haven't been. But so far, no crop destruction. Did I finish the contract? I didn't see. Apparently I did, but I didn't see it pop up. What else is new? What else is new? So that used about 20,000 liters. But then again, I had to overlap in quite a few spots. But right there, it looked like no crop destruction. But this could be in the first growth stage, which I don't think there's any crop destruction in the first growth stage at all. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to drive up to our cornfield. I'm going to save the game, and I'm just going to take just a little bit of a tiny stroll through there. If we lose some crop, we lose some crop. It's not the end of the world, but, you know, we want to test it. I'm going to take a little trip to the spinnery. But the good thing is that we do know is that the case tractor can pull this, no problem. But then again, we were working on kind of some flat ground. And, yeah, we're going to get a lot of free fertilizer from the BGA. Like I said, I'm glad we bought the tank because it looks like we were maxed out. Looks like the storage tank was just purely maxed out. So what we can do, and it should work this way, but when we do the cornfield, after we're done harvesting it, if we have to plow it, what you do is you want to spread the digestate down first, then plow it. Then when you go to seed it with a seed drill, you should get your double fertilization state that way. And we may use this actually over on field number 6 in just a second. But I want to go up and just take a little jaunt to the cornfield to see if we lose any crops. I can back in, make sure these narrow tires will not do any crop destruction. We need to know. We need to make sure. Plus I need to top off the tank anyway, so. Alright, so what I did was I turned autosave off. And I saved the game. Now, of course, the case tractor shouldn't do no crop destruction. Nope, the tires. Yeah, you're going to get crop destruction with this. So don't do that. Don't do this on after the first growth stage on something that you don't want to. So I'm going to reload the game because that's going to drive me nuts. So don't do that. Yeah, and I'll reset. And I think field number, well, this field here, what growth stage is it in? Oh, wrong button. I think it should be fine. But, yeah, I want to reset the game here. Get rid of that. We don't want to see that. But we tested, we found out. Don't do that. So I'll see you in a second. Well, I'm not saying this thing is wide, but holy crap, it's wide. So what I'm trying to see here, I went a little bit on the field, and since we're in the first growth stage, there is no crop destruction with the narrow tires. But if you go past the first growth stage, you may not want to use this at all. At all. But it's kind of weird that you can't raise or lower this bar at all for the crop height. But I suppose you shouldn't be spreading it on crops that are tall anyways. But I'm kind of waiting for Massey Ferguson to kind of get out of the way. He's doing his weeding thing. I had to reset him, not only because I restarted the game, but he only went one little ways, and he got to that spot that I kind of forgot where he's blocked by an object, but there's nothing there, so I don't know what his deal is. But we're going to see how far we can get along with 30,000 liters of Digestate, which I don't think is going to be far. But I really don't see it changing the soil color too much. Maybe it is. I'm not really seeing it that well. So it's going to be hard to tell. Yeah, I'm really not seeing it, so we're just going to kind of guess, I suppose. I mean, I guess I could hire a worker to do this. But it looks like we're going to be taking a few trips back to the BGA. But I do want to use up a lot of that Digestate because yeah, we're still selling silage. But this doesn't, I'm trying to figure out how, I don't know how far the Breedle spreads that artificial fertilizer. I would say this is just a little bit bigger working width. As you can see, I'm already halfway through a tank. But, you know, it's free fertilizer. So eventually this will repay for itself. It's going to take a while, but also it gives us a different implement, different ways to do things. I actually might get all the way to the other end of the field, which would be great. But what I'll have to do is I'll have to kind of figure out, maybe what I'll do is I'll do the field's edges and then just like kind of go down the center here and see if that will cover the area. I may not actually get to the end of the field. Oh, it's going to be so close. But it's kind of hard to see how it's changing the soil color, if at all. It looks a little... You know, at some points I think I can see a difference, and other times I don't think I can, so I'm just going cuckoo. But the good news is we made it all the way to the end of the field with just a little bit to spare. So let's fold it up. Head back to the BGA, then I'll work the other edge of the field, and then we'll take a look at the map and see roughly what I got to do to get the rest of the field fertilized. Alright, time for round 2. I did take a quick look at the field page just to make sure it was fertilizing, and it is. It's just that you can't really tell the difference. At a distance, I think I can. It's a little weird, but... And the other thing I was checking was at the BGA. I said, oh, if I hired a helper, in 17, if you hired a helper, you can turn on the help page where they just automatically take it from the BGA. Like when you turn on, like the helper can buy seed while they're working. Looks like they got rid of that in 19. That is a no-show on the diagram. I can show it to you after we get done with this row here. Looks like we may have to deal with our Massey Ferguson when we get down there, though, so it's going to be a little bit tricky when I get down here. I probably should just wait until he's done. But we're probably saving ourselves pretty close to $5,000 in fertilizer by us doing this. Ooh, if I can get down past him before he turns around, that would be great. Okay, but he's going to back up and then turn around somewhere. Turn off my implement while I'm waiting. Turn it back on. And then I can go. Well, that worked out just perfectly, just about. So I thought, yeah, when we do the cornfield, I'll hire a helper. And he can take it directly from the BGA. I can kind of see, it's hard to... You're probably not going to see it on YouTube, but there is a slight difference. But it's hard to see. Alright, so we'll go back to the field page so you can kind of see. We're doing the edges just fine. So what I was talking about, when you go in here, in 17, where it says helper, refill slurry, I got all these off. Whoops, I got that on by for some reason. Oh, because for the manure, it does say missing UI cow manure. So I don't know if, so like if we were spreading manure, he could take it right from our cow manure bunker. But down here for slurry, it's either off, off, or buy. There is no take from the BGA or take from the pig pen or take from the cows. So it's either off or buy. Whether they intended it to be that way or it's a bug or who knows, because this game is still on the buggy side. But I don't know. So we can't just let him go, hire helper, let him go loose and well, you can still hire helper, but we have to go refill the tank or have a tanker shuttle it to the implement, which we may do in the future. But like I said, today we're saving ourselves, fertilizing that field, we're saving about $5,000 in a way, but we did spend $165,000 for this machine. So like I said, it'll take a while to repay for itself. Just don't drive it on any crops that are more than if they're on the second or third growth stage, because yeah, it's gonna hurt. So I don't really know what the effect of the narrow tires really does. I mean, it said narrow tires. I mean, yes, they're not really narrow like that. So I don't know. I really wish there was a meter here that could show you how much is in the tank. The only way you know is by going into hitting the R button. But you need a tanker to find out how much you have. Anywho, I need to get back to fertilizing that field, don't we? Well, our weeder has finished in field, I almost said field 6, the rail yard field. He was blocked by the John Deere. I didn't see the message that he was blocked, but I did notice right where I parked the Massey Ferguson. If I go out here, so you can kind of see, basically I think what they're doing is returning the soil like a brownish color, like, you know, liquid crap probably would look like. If you look at the field, you can see like a little bit of a V there. That's a section I have not done yet. I mean, the telltale sign is there. It's just really kind of hard to see. Yeah. Now, see, now I get the sun this way. I cannot see it. But if I get the camera angle this way, you can kind of see the V in the field. So that kind of, it's the lighting. Yep, it's got to be the new shading of lighting the way they do it on the game engine. But we'll get this fertilized somehow. I'll have to guesstimate. I can kind of see the line on the right side, so I'll try to line it up with that. I mean, it's hard to see, but it's there. I don't know how it's going to show up on YouTube, but I can barely see it. I'm on a 4K resolution screen here. But it's free fertilizer, right? We were just wasting it. The BGA tank was full of Digestate. And we can also use the cow slurry when they get enough of it. Right now I could probably do, I think I got like 3,000 liters, so I'd probably get like 10 yards with it before I ran out. And this is why they really don't sell Digestate, because you got to use it for something, right? And I'm kind of losing my track here. I don't really see it. So I'm going to have to kind of guess. Hopefully I'm guessing right. It's there somewhere. You know, if I miss little strips here and there, that's fine. I usually do with the artificial fertilizer. Oh, I can see it on the left-hand side now. Now I lost it completely. Or did I? I have no idea. Oh, this is going to look bad. This is going to look bad. Doing the best I can, man. Oh, I can see it on the right-hand side again. So I'm hoping, the way I'm doing it, this is going to cover the whole upper part of the field. Maybe I have to, you know, spread the slurry at a certain time of day, be better. Maybe it's too early in the morning. The sun's still too low. Turn it off. Let's go back to the field settings. Yeah, that's not bad right there. So I got one more little strip to do. My implement's wider than what I probably won't matter about that, but we'll kind of start here somewhere. We'll finish that off. But I don't have enough to do the job, so back to the BGA. This is where, like, having a tanker at a field. If you're going to constantly do the same field over and over again, you can buy a huge storage tanker. When I say huge, maybe like 50 or... I don't know. I never really dealt with them because before in 17, like I said, you could always hire a helper. Let's see, on the Pacific Northwest, what was I doing with it? I think I was actually selling the Digestate. I don't think I was using it at all. Rattlesnake Valley, I think I was using it. Actually, Rattlesnake Valley, I wasn't really doing silage. I have no idea. I'm going to keep mumbling, but to myself for a bit. I go refill this up. I'll bring it back and we'll finish up fertilizing that field. And yeah, we'll get set for the rest of the day. Once again, I can see that little strip I got to do. So we'll unfold this. Make one more pass. And we'll get this slurry spreader ready to do the cornfield. We'll do that. We're going to do that in the next episode. Cut the corn. Cut the cheese. No, cut the corn. Cut the corn and harvest the oats. And of course, then compact all the beautiful silage that we have. I need to clean up the yard a little bit over there. It's getting to be a little bit messy. I'm going to bring the other subsoiler back down to the chicken farm, because that's where it's probably needed more. Or I may just outright sell it. I mean, I could use it as a cultivating tool for cultivating jobs in other farmers' fields, but I don't know why I would do that when we're going to have a bigger one, so I don't know. There, this should really cover up the field good. And then we'll have a good field ready for canola. Yeah, canola, right? Yes, canola. I think I may have gone off track there. I did. No! It's because I can't see what I'm doing. And plus I wasn't paying attention either. It's all my bad. It's all my fault. I done goofed up. There's going to be a big section right in the middle. Kind of. Alright, we got enough in here. Luckily it's free, in a way. I wonder if I can see it better going this way. I can kind of see it. I got my special Digestate glasses on, so I can kind of see it. It's rough, but it's there. But again, in between episodes, I'm going to look hard for a tanker that will unload anywhere. So if I want to get a big tanker so I can, give our animals water, but when it comes time to do milk or something, I can just dump the water somewhere. Oh, that's the wrong button. I was going to show you the... I thought I found a tanker, but it wasn't classified if it could do that. Animals, right here. So it would be this one right here. It's a Litters Mods. It's the same... I think it's the same tanker right here. But the good thing about it is it does have these metallic colors on it. It's like if you did blue, it's like a shiny metallic, which is, nice colors. Green, even that's like a white or chromish color. Looks the same, but I mean, if you did purple, nice and shiny. I tried it on my experimental map, and I got some water into it, and you just can't dump it anywhere. So that kind of sucked. So I'm going to do a little bit more looking on that. But for now, I'm bringing the Case tractor back. We got this field fully fertilized with Digestate, with our new slurry spreader. It does cost quite a bit, but if you're going to work on a farm for quite a long time, it can pay for itself, especially if you're doing silage. Who knows how long our tank at the BGA has been still at 800,000 liters. I just kind of assumed that the train will come and knock us off the track. No. I just kind of assumed that when I was looking at the tanks, I'm like, oh, all these tanks have pipes going to them. Are they all connected? I'm trying to remember in 17 how many liters tanks in 17 held. But yeah, if you haven't started using Digestate at your BGA and you're selling silage, but not many people are doing that right now because, as we know, we're only getting $200 per 1,000. Your tank's probably full. I haven't gone nuts with the silage. I mean, you've been watching the episodes, hopefully, and you've been seeing how much we have sold. But I mean, we haven't sold extreme amounts, but our tank is full. Well, not anymore, it's not. But yeah, so we're going to use this on the cornfield in the next episode. We're going to find out a couple things. We did plow it last time before planting. We are going to find out, is that on every 3 cycles or is it after every cycle? Stay tuned for the next episode to find out. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I appreciate you watching as always. And I'll see you next time in Ravenport. But until then, have a good one.